Alright guys, check it out. Here we go, starting out on another wonderful night. Tactive Hive, kicking out, bringing us some more games. As you all know, we love just spamming out games to everybody. Got a couple of quick hits to the sponsors. GameVox, Jank Dota. Check those guys out. They bring you all the best to make your gaming all the better. Right, so, tonight we have... Bottoms Up Gamers versus Chosen Heroes. Don't ask me how they got their hands on a Team Dignitas thing, but they're pretty funny guys. They're having a lot of fun while we're waiting for things to get going. So bear with us. Now, they got stuck with first pick, so we're going to see which way they're going to take everything.
10 seconds to only 10 seconds.
You have to bear with me, guys. I am half awake.
5 seconds, 5 seconds.
Tuesdays.
Hurry, hurry.
Banning out the Bat Rider. Yes! Can't stand
bad.
Bat Rider. Driving me nuts. Like Flaming Lasso. Taking bets on whether the servers are going to hold up, guys. We already had a crash to start the games. So that's why we're running a little bit behind here.
Hurry!
Alright, so ban out the Bat Rider. No lassos, no blinks, no fireflies. Just gonna be some straight up beat the crap out of game. Banning out the Ancient Apparition. I just had a fun game where all I did was spam the ult on everybody that every time they came close. We still lost, but you know, hey, gotta spam the ult when you can. Tinker ban. Not really a huge surprise. I've heard a lot of bad things that happened on a game in some place called the Summit or something with a Tinker. And
5
I'm sure if it was like
seconds
Scalabert. But, you know,
Look,
we all have our fun
I don't
days,
mean to
right?
rush you, but I do wish you go a hell of a lot faster than you're going. Radiant team pick.
I wish I'd go a hell of a lot faster. Oh, they ban out a Husker? Really? Husker? Okay. Well, I mean, we can take a ban out on Husker. I mean, mind you, he can be an annoying little cuss. But, fortunately, he falls off really hard towards the late game if he's not, you know, stupidly snowballed by that point.
10 seconds to pick.
A lot of good heroes out there, but some of them just do not do well.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry. Dire team are now picking.
Alright, we have Mirana. We love Mirana. Oh, Meepo! Yes! Meepo with a silencer. Ooh, I'm not sure how that's going to work
Radiant
out.
team are now picking.
Wonder what kind of strat these guys have. Now, I'll give you a little background. Chosen Heroes right now is 1-0. And Bottom Up Gamers is 0-1. So right now, this is game 2 for both of them. They want to see where they're going to be standing at the end of this. And I've casted for Bottom Up before. They do all right.
Only
So
10 seconds.
the real thing here is, you know, Chosen Heroes. I'm not sure how this is going to pan out for them. Could be entertaining. I mean, they've already got a great choice there. Meepo, I love Meepo. He's an awesome split pusher. He does jungle all day long. Pretty much, once he gets his first ult out, he's able to just do what he wants to do. He just has to be very careful until he gets his scepter. Silencer, on the other hand, just about shuts down most fights. I mean, Global Silence protects you in teamfight situations, and Last Word does so good at making sure
Radiance
it
ban.
not bother you. Very effective on the combo heroes, where they have to use, you know, multiple skills back to back to really be effective. So you just keep spamming them out, picking them out that way. Or on the other hand, Rana, throw arrow, hit arrow.
Dire's ban.
She does great. She can move into carry role. She can play support. Once her ult's active, it's technically a free smoke almost. To just go around and try to gank. Also helps for escape. Yeah, she's very versatile usage there.
10 seconds to pick.
Centaur War Runner, Mega Tank.
Radiance ban.
Just talk about rushing people's faces. It hoof stomp, double edge, and if they decide to fight you for any crazy reason, your passive does wonders. And Stampede can be used also, like Mirana's, to engage or
Only
disengage from a
10
fight.
seconds.
So, very nice layout there. They ban out the Naga Siren,
5
which,
seconds.
as we
Hurry,
just said,
hurry.
Mirana and Centaur are both in position
Dire's
for team
banned.
fights. Ban out Wraith King, same situation. But Chosen Heroes bans out Ember Spirit and Shadow Demon. They're
Dire team pick.
not dealing with any pickoff fun. They do not want disruption ganks. They do not want a snowballing Ember. It's almost as bad as a Weaver. The buyback time lapse is so nasty, and with an Ember Spirit, you can buy back in Remnants and be right back in the fight. He's a pretty good DPS dealer late, if he gets
10
well farmed,
seconds
of
to pick.
course. So definitely something you want to control.
5 seconds remain. Reserve time.
Alright, so coming up on that third pick, I think the Centaur Warrunners kind of got chosen, kind of figuring out how they want to do this. You know, it's that whole, you know, you're laying your cards out. You want to make sure you don't drop the one that tells them, hey, I'm going for a royal flush. You want to just kind of keep confusing them up, making them thinking you're going for a pair. So it's absolutely an entertaining layout here. They want to make sure that they get the right hero without giving away what their final two are going to be. Particularly that final one, because if they get it banned out, it could be a problem. Alright guys, I know y'all like the reserve timer. I don't.
Slardar.
Oh, I love Slardar. One of the few
Radiant
carry heroes
team
I can play. He's got an instant run, doesn't cost him any mana, just cooldowns. Physical bash, so no magic dampening is going to stop that. And that wonderful smithering
Dire team are now
smash.
picking.
Once he gets his blink, he just pops in there, nails out the amplify damage so he can track them no matter where they try to run off to, and go to town on them. Brilliant Protector getting picked up there. I've seen him banned a lot. I'm trying to figure out what's the magic trick everyone's been working with lately on him. Because to get banned out as much as he's been banned in the games I've played so far, the question is what he's up to.
Only 10 seconds.
I mean, they've redone a couple of things on him.
5
Nature's
seconds.
Guys being able to
Hurry,
cast on
hurry.
other people is really useful. He does have very high base damage.
Reserve time.
I personally love Leech Seed. The slow on it with combination of healing your team while you're trying to gank somebody. So great. And Ultimate on the Overgrowth is nice, especially for capturing large amounts of heroes like Meepo. But it's that whole, can he get in the right position? I mean, usually as a support hero, he has a hard time getting a lot of the items he needs. Positioning is the key. And if he can get where he needs to, he can really help hold them in position while everyone else goes to town on him. I mean, he gets in there, pops that Overgrowth, Centaur gets over there, lands a hoof stomp behind it, while Mirana tosses an arrow for anyone that just might be out of the range of the
Only
hoof
10
stomp.
seconds.
Can really start off that engagement very well for him. So
5
definitely a
seconds
situation
remain.
where it could work out well for him.
Behold the horn of madness.
Uh-oh.
Radiant
Oh, we've
team
got
are now
RP
picking.
time now. And an answer pick on
Dire
Jakiro,
team
the
pick.
Ice Path. Talk about someone that can lock down an entire team fight. Jakiro's Ice Path does wonders. Macro Pyre. And a lot of people don't use it, but Dual Breath does a great slowdown on attack
10
speed.
seconds to 10 seconds
And when you're up
to
against
pick.
heroes like Slardar, where they have that physical bash,
5 seconds.
if you can slow
hurry,
it down and
hurry.
give them less chances of getting the bash stack on you, it's always
Reserve
better.
time.
Ban out Timbersaw.
Radiance
I
back.
can understand that one. Timbersaw, absolutely great offlaner. And the way this looks out, it's going to be, you're going to have Centaur with Treant and Jakiro, so they want to
Dire
ban out
team
an
pick.
offlaner. So with this lineup, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounty hunt for the gamers. Chosen Hero, on the other hand, look at probably a Silencer mid. Well, no, Silencer could be off lane, maybe. I'm so curious on which way they're going to go because they're all pretty tanky. Oh, a nice Rubik finalization.
Radiant team are now picking.
He's going to be a great support. They banned out the Dazzle. You could see that they knew that that the support was left. I mean, you can go support Silencer, but he just does so much better when you take him more into a mid role where you can get the levels on him so he can get that global silence up. Same with Magnus, though. He needs that level 6. So does
Only 10
Slardar.
seconds.
So really, you've got Meepo and Rubik. Kind of that not rushing to get to the top of the list thing. So we're going to see how this is going to work out for him. I'm really kind of curious how Chosen Heroes is going to lane this out. Because there's a lot of options there, but playing it well is the key. Meepo could be in the jungle with Rubik and Silencer on a lane, Magnus and Slardar solo, one mid, one off lane, Slardar on the off most likely. That wouldn't be too bad. And then the Meepo could be jungle support. Might work out very well. We'll see how it's going to pan out, but you know, absolutely looks like it could be a fun game. I mean, any game you get a Meepo in is just
Only
like, okay,
10
it's
seconds.
like having a chin. Like, you know there's going to be some serious crazy stuff going on.
5 seconds remain.
Alright, so here we go, flipping in on the game. And let's start out to the dire side. Angel's got the Meepo.
A quick reminder.
Jet
the
Blaze
goal of
hanging
this
out
game
on the
is to
Rubik.
Win. You could.
Oh, I can't read
do
that.
whatever you want with that information. Just throwing it out there.
Where are you? Dis Arcade on the Silencer. Cakes has got the Slardar. And we're calling this one Susan. Just because we cannot figure out how to say that. Now, flipping over here on the Radiant side, we have Gable on the Pudge. Nice set, by the way. Carlton on the Treant Protector. Partizi playing wow. Okay. Grand Grant on the Centaur.
1
And
minute until 30 seconds.
Austin
after
on the
battle.
Jakiro. These guys are on the warpath. It looks like we do have... The Pudge pick is really entertaining here. I'm kind of curious where they're going to go with it, though. I almost felt like I was watching a Pudge. I didn't even... or a pub match, because I didn't recognize the Pudge pick. It's just one of those... People actually pick Pudge?
And resolve your differences.
Definitely going to allow for a lot of entertainment here. Alright, so... Let's see. We got the Illusion Room picked up by the Centaur. Centaur's going to be in the off lane. Looks like we're going to have off lane Magnus versus off lane Centaur. Don't have 4 hoofs. Stay out of that lane. Meepo in the mid lane, trying to get his back up really quick. Jakiro in the mid lane. Really not so sure about that. I mean, you kind of half expect the Pudge to go there, but you know, hey, we got Pudge in lane. Pudge wants to play, and I don't know. I mean, up against a Silencer, and this is a lot of hate on the Pudge. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make this nicely. But they're going to go after the Rubik, and first blood going to him very easily.
First blood. It was ours all along.
That was fairly interesting. They made sure the Mirana stayed out of sight until the last moment to make sure she could get in there and help pick him off. I think they were half expecting her to be down here on bottom lane with Centaur, and when she came out from the side, they really just could not get out of there quick enough. We've got a very aggressive Jakiro here, though. Already got his Liquid Fire up. He's going to use this to punish Meepo. Just going to keep damage on him. Make that burn damage so annoying. And Jakiro does have enough move speed to move around safely and get out of the way. Ron, on the other hand, working on that arrow. She wants to get another one off. He can get another free pick off of one of these supports. It's really going to work out well for her. Pudge, on the other hand, getting a very good stack here. Working on his last hits. Already 10 and 0. 11 now. He's making sure he's getting a very good stance here. They're going to dive on him, though, and he's not in a way to get out of that. Trent tried to help him out, but just too much going through there. Just happened to be when Mirana was out taking her walk. And we got the first set of Meepos out. And Meepo is not going to enjoy this. Turns around, walks right into the Marana, who's going to take him out. She was making sure he was cleaned out.
Too bad.
Meanwhile, Pudge and Trent hanging out on top. Centaur not doing that bad against Magnus. He does have the higher last hits, but I think it's costing him a lot to keep the Magnus at bay. We'll see how this goes here. Magnus is just pretty much spamming his Q there, the shockwave, to make sure he can keep the damage going there. But, oh, the Kuro almost gets taken out there in the mid lane, and Ward's in position showing off the Marana. She's not going to be able to slip in nice and quiet anymore. Instead, she's going to go ahead and pull the lane over here, get the creeps in on this fight. The more she can get fighting here, the better. Didn't get him in position enough though, so just gonna have to step back safely. Slardar wants to get in position. He's not really having as much fun as he wants, but if he can get into position for it, he will put out the damage when he gets his chance. Ron over here testing to make sure. Kind of saying, yep, they've got a ward over here. I can't slip around to the side. So now at this point, oh, we've got a pretty pink here. Looks like Meepo's thinking about having some fun. Rubik's over here behind. Wants to go after this Jakiro. Jakiro has to be careful. Uh-oh, Mirana's coming back around. She wants to pick the fight. But she sees him coming. Ward's in a great spot for this. Now she's going to sit back safely, or so she thought. Here's Meepo. Meepo's going to come in, jump on her, put the poof down. You have to leap away, and now we've got a little bit of a fight going down. Pudge wants to play. Arrows go down. Nice 2-stack, and they are on the run. Treant, on the other hand, working on the silencer. He might even be able to pick him off very nicely here in just a second.
Is being attacked.
But Slaughter's coming around on the backside, and he's got just a few seconds here before Smithereen smashes off, and this is going to be really bad for Treant if he's not careful. Arrow goes down, completely misses, but here's Pudge and them backing it up. Oh, Pudge gets picked off here. He's going to get cleaned out by the tower and the Rubik. So now Marana has to take back. He's got to get that arrow back up. Doesn't have enough mana for a second one. Magnus has got a double damage. Is rotated towards the mid here to help against the Jakiro, and Centaur is having a little bit of fun playing with the Meepo. Watching how everything's working. Radiant's taking the lead in the net worth and on the graphs. They're holding a very good stack on gold and experience, but as we all know, that can change very quickly, especially this early game stuff. So I think they're kind of stuck on this tri-lane on top. They really want to keep putting the tri-lane through here. I'm not sure if this is going to work out the way they want it to.
Under fire.
Centaur went ahead and did a stampede, trying to take out the Meepo. Meepo is trying to return the favor, though. And it looks like Centaur just going to walk out of that. Not sure if that's where he wants to be, though. Very low on life, and Meepo is coming back in for more. Got to be a little careful there.
Dire's middle tower
Meepo
is being
catches him,
attacked.
Meepo will take him out. Ah, but that's what it was. They wanted to make sure that Marana was there to get in position. Ooh, so close. Trying to get that shockwave off. Jakiro, on the other hand, trying to put that damage on that tower.
Dire's middle tower
They can take the
taking
middle tower out.
damage.
It'll give them a little more flexibility with
Dire
Marana
have
crossing in the
fortified
mid.
towers.
But they're having a hard time with this silencer up here on top
Dire's
lane,
middle tower is
as he's
being
able to
attacked.
completely shut them down to a certain extent. Kiro, on the other hand, just picked him up a nice regen rune. He's already level 7, and he's using that effectively as a pushing strat. Dual Breath with Liquid Fire just does so much to taking out a lane, and he's going to be able to push fairly effectively very quickly. Lats hit still heavily favoring the Radiant, but not as bad as it was earlier. We're looking at between Centaur and Magnus almost 16, which it's okay at this point considering how much trouble they've had in those lanes. But unfortunately, they need to do something here. Pudge is doing alright, and he's 1 and 2. Got to get in a position to get some more hooks off, though. I think they're really running him more as just, stand around and get your flesh heaps up, and then when you activate it, you're going to be nasty.
Dire's middle tower taking
Meepo's in
damage.
position. They know where Meepo is. Are they going to be able to get in a position to take him out? Looks like we might have an arrow shot coming out here shortly. They want to go
middle
after
tower
him.
is being attacked.
They can shut down the Meepo. They think they can get a lot farther along here. Now, oh, the arrow shows them out. Stampede goes off as they try to catch up. Hook gets a Meepo, and they're not letting him get away. Picked off very nicely, and now they're just going to rotate around. Mid tower gets taken out by Jakiro during this. Silencer tries to come in and slow him down, unable to stop him all that much. And now at this point, they're one tower down and ready to put in a lot of pressure on him. Centaur over here working on his lane, up against the level 4 Rubik with Magnus at level 6. But Magnus has no mana. He's not going to be able to put any RPs down anytime soon. Jakiro just keeping that push on. So much push damage coming out of him. Be able to really just about shut down any defense they have in mid. Very good counter to the Meepo push. Meepo's going to give out. He's going to spot out the Mirana. And now they're going to rotate around. They're going to go try to pick him off. So I think he was just kind of baiting to see where they are. Here comes an arrow. And goes right between everything. Unable to get in where they want. So they're just going to go ahead and nuke that whole lane. And go back to farming. Pudge, on the other hand, working on this top. He's trying to stay even with this Slardar. Just cannot pick that fight safely. We got Centaur in a bad spot. 3 seconds till his ult's up, though. I expect to see him making a run for it here as soon as he can get his chance. Oh, the RP goes off. Is he gonna... He's out of mana. No mana. He's gonna be picked off.
The crowds forget me.
But they're not stopping it. They're diving in right behind it. Arrow just barely missing some of them. And Meepo's coming around to the backside. He wants to try to stop them from coming after him. And they back off very effectively now. Big things to note is just look at how they're having such a hard time dealing with these fights. They realize there's a ward in those camps and they know they want to catch them. Problem is they can't get in a position to do it safely. Big thing to notice here is how, if you notice, the Meepo is staying in both lanes. He's making sure that no matter where he can be at either lane as needed, that allows for them to let the other supports and carries move around and get their farm easier. Pudge, though, coming here to help put the pressure on this tower. They've got Jakiro, who's going to be doing as much push as he possibly can. Meepo wants the fight, just not sure if that's the fight he's going to want. Ice Path is down. Jakiro is saved by the hook. Oh, and Magnus gets stuck up on the hills. Slardar on the way. He wants to try to catch somebody, though. Looks like they are hard set for catching Jakiro. And they've picked him off very effectively. He's not going to be able to do much about it. Rubik steals the hook, uses it, catches himself a Pudge. Problem is, Pudge is not alone anymore. So they're going to do what they can to get all this going for him. Pudge needs to figure out how he wants to deal with this fight. He does have the... Oh, the arrow! The arrow! Oh, so good. Just me. For Mirana. They're trying to get that off. The Pudge is having a very hard game here, but it looks like the rest of them are doing fairly okay. We look at the net worth. Jakiro is just doing such a good job of shutting them down. Oh, Pudge found him a Rubik, though. Takes him off. Double strike coming in from behind it. Hoof stomp to back it up. Ice Path. Here comes the dual breath. Liquid fire. Just keeping the damage on them as much as they possibly can. Leech Seed going in there, taking out the Slardar. Meepo's the last one on that fight. May not escape. They've got the burn damage on him, but are they going to be able to catch him?
Dire's top tower is being
Does not look
attacked.
like they're going to be able to get in position. The amplify damage on Centaur is really just kind of set him up to be in a bad spot here. He has to be very careful. Now, looking at our heroes that have our stacks, let's see, we've got 10 stacks on Silencer. As Pudge activating his stacks. Oh, they want that Meepo, and they're not even going to play around with him. Come in, beat him to death, walk away. Pudge found him another one on his way out. And Centaur Warrunner, man, you are low. Not even sure how he wants to do this fight, but if Slardar gets that hit, oh, the charge gets him knocked out of position. Jakiro's trying to put the damage on him, just unfortunately not able to get the damage going. Oh, Pudge's coming around the corner though. He's going to pick the fights as he can get them. And they're putting some damage out. Pick off the Slardar yet again. That's twice they've gotten him in the last few minutes, and this is really going to help them as they keep going. Jakiro's about to get picked off here, but Pudge is in position. Is he going to be able to do anything about it though? Has to be careful about it. Gonna get picked off if he's not too careful. Treant Protector comes in, gets pretty much plays Sacrificial Lamb so Pudge can get away safely. Of course, Pudge on the other hand is just kind of standing around the edge, playing with Marana and Centaur, who just do not want to give up. They want to dive right in on this as much as they can. Really a situation where they need to get back. Pudge is in position to get over here and put another hook down. And catches himself a silencer.
Killing spree.
Good job getting a lot of cleanup kills here, and that's going to help them a lot here when Pudge activates the Flesh Heap. He's going to go from being okay to holy crap, I can't kill him.
Double damage!
Meepo's got a double damage though. That is not a fight they want to take. Rhonda coming around on the backside. She wants to see what she can get to. They see a Slardar. Do they catch a Slardar? Arrow lands, and now they're diving on him hard. He is cleaned off very nicely by the Centaur Warrunner. And that's going to allow them to kind of push this tower down. There's 4 guarding it, but there's 4 pushing it too. And they're definitely going to be able to put the damage down. Oh, now it's only 3. Meepo went mid. Meepo's going to go back to farming, and they're just going to put the pressure on this tower. And maybe even pick off some heroes. They are not stopping. Jakiro's got the Macro Pyre down, shutting him down, trying to force them to pick this fight. He doesn't mind that Meepo's there, because he can just shut down the Meepo with that Macro Pyre. Slardar's in the game. Hoof Stomp goes off before the Smithereen Crush, though, and gets shut down by the Double Edge.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
Now here they go. They're rotate down here, take out this tier 3 tower. And let's see if they're going to keep pushing on it or if they're going to try to back off and defend on the top and mid towers.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Good thing to notice here, guys, is look at some of the items they've already picked up. We've already got a Vanguard on the Centaur Warrunner. Pudge has his urn. Force Staff is on Jakiro.
Under fire.
Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Cakes is still working on his armlet. Not that far off from it.
Tower is under siege.
And Meepo hasn't even started on his scepter. Jakiro takes out yet another tower. This pushing coming out of this Jakiro is just overwhelming them when it comes to lane pushes right now. And without Meepo getting the farm he needs, because he's been picked off so much, he's not going to be able to keep the pressure going. They're trying to catch that. They may catch Rubik back here in the corner. But here comes Meepo, and Meepo is going to try to return that favor. Silencer comes in, puts the silence across the entire group, and now he's trying his hardest to find someone to pick off. They dust out to make sure no one's going to escape, and they are after the Marana.
We die.
Looks like Centaur is going to get picked off here if he's not careful. Slardar's on him, and here goes Smithereen Crush, and Hook takes him out. Gets him out of there nice and safely. Treant Protector coming out of the corner. Wants to try to protect himself. Looks like he's going to have to take the death for the team. But it's going to cost them a silencer. So they're definitely trading good every time one of these fights happens. Pudge, on the other hand, just got himself in a bad spot. Gets picked off. Way too many heroes there. And he just cleans them out very nicely. Big thing to note is there's no glyph left, so they're not going to be able to do much about this. But Arrow goes down, trying to shut down this push. Arrow gets stolen by the Rubik, though. That's not something they want. Jakiro's in position, putting the Macro Pyre down, and just allowing that damage just to go out of control on them. We looks like we're going to have almost all of them cleaned out here very quickly. They're going to shut down this Jakiro before he can really do anything to stop him. And there they go. Silencer's coming back in. Pudge should be back here in just a second. Meanwhile, everybody else gets cleaned out very nicely. So, definitely trading well for the Radiant. They're getting in a lot of good positions, and that macro pyre is really just keeping the Meepo from getting into position. Between that, the dual breath, the ice path, Jakiro is just doing such a good job of shutting him down. And then the early ganks coming out of Mirana and Pudge, trying to work on making sure that Meepo could not get spiral out of control as fast as he could. We have a Force F on the Centaur War Runner, though. Not sure if that's going to be an aggressive or a defensive one. They want to make sure they're in control of this fight. They are absolutely out-ganking them, but they have to be careful they don't make the mistake here. Because you see, right here in the experience graph, where they took a big dip because they got a little too aggressive sometimes. Meepo's over here. He's looking to try to catch somebody. Oh, but there's the blink hoof stomp. Meepo gets caught up here. Has to be careful. Pudge wants a piece of him. And if they're not careful, Meepo gets called out, gets cleaned up very nicely. There's the overgrowth right there with the macro pyre, and takes out the Meepo. Silencer, even try and get down the Slardar at the same time. Just well-placed crowd control is doing so much to shut these down. And there they go, guys. Full team wipe. They have the situation in control up until Jakiro get that macro pyre out and just ate them alive. I mean, the overgrowth macro pyre, just so much damage coming out of that. Meanwhile, Rhonda's going to go ahead and go back here. She's going to clean up everything. They're going to go ahead and put the pressure on the tower. They know they can, and they know no one can really stop them. Oh, they're thinking about taking the fight to Meepo again. They should have him picked off here very shortly. No scepter to stop the fight, so they have to be very careful. But they're not even slowing down. They're going right in on it. Slardar trying to do his best to pick off whoever he can find. Silencer's getting picked off by the hook, but they're unable to get in position, unfortunately, to kill off what they want to. Rubik gets cleaned out. Hoof stomp. There's the arrow going down. They dive in. They pick off the Slardar. Buyback from the Rubik as he tries to come back from around the corner. But here goes the GG.
Radiant victory.
That was absolutely insane. Very good job by the Radiant, making sure they shut down that Meepo very early and just kept the roving ganks going on constantly throughout this game. So, give us a little bit. Next game starts at 10. So, I'm going to get everything all set up and we'll get right back in on it. You check in with your...
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Check in with these sponsors. They're trying to get things out to you guys so you guys can use them to enjoy your gaming. Alright? And that's GameVox, Jank Dota.